Hey, what's happening, nation? It's Son Joku. Finally got a chance to sit down and really start breaking some of this down, so I really hope you guys can make it out tonight. All right, let's go ahead and just jump into it. Don't want to waste too much time because there's been a ton of shit going on, and I have not really been there for you guys. And work is what it is, and that sucks. But let's just go over the guys that we've lost, like officially so far. We've lost Joyner, we've lost Nelly. Both of them, I'm totally okay with. I'm not even going to lie about that. You guys know I wanted Joyner to go. Nelly, I was not shocked by it. I did not want to pay that dude the money. He ended up getting like $22 million base from New England. No chance in hell I'm paying that to Nelly. Like I said before, Carr can bring in any veteran wide receiver and make him look good enough to go out there and get his next big paycheck. Did it for Crabtree, did it for Nelly. He's going to do it for somebody else. I'm really curious to see who that player is. Takk McKinley, we never even got a chance to see, which kind of sucks because I was pretty excited about him. But he's ended up getting moved on from, which, I don't know. That one did piss me off a little bit. Rodney Hudson, that's the one everybody's been talking about today. The Raiders released him. I saw that Raider Godzilla put in there. Rodney Hudson signed a deal to be released for free up $10 million towards cap space, so we don't have any dead money. I have not confirmed that, but if that's true, dude, that's huge, man. It is huge. I don't know. I don't understand that move at all. It still kind of pisses me off, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. Abraham, what's going on? Costas, I think he's referring to the changes on the team. Dude, what the hell is going on in the back of my screen right now? I think he's referring to the changes on the team. Not sure I agree, but if the reports are true and Hudson asked to be allowed to leave, no choice. I mean, that is true, but that begs you to ask the question, man, what the hell is going on with our offensive line? Because, I mean, granted, Richie's been banged up and hurt. I didn't really expect him to come back. That wasn't too big of a shocker when we released him. Brown being traded. Brown was not a part of this Raider team. You could see it in the pictures. You could see it from the way that he was talking. Granted, like the fan base kind of turned on him when he was going through some shit, and that probably got into his head. So he was probably happy to leave and take a little bit of a pay cut just to be out of Vegas. But that dude really let us down, man. Booker ended up going off to where did he end up going? He went to the Giants on a 2-year contract for like 2.5 a season. I don't care. I wanted Booker off this team. We needed a true number 2 running back. I've heard a lot of people talking about Le'Veon Bell and being like, and I've been talking about Le'Veon Bell. It's like he could be the number 2, and people are like, no, he's too old. He can't do this, can't do that. He can be a number 2, man. I know a lot of people want a big power back. I wanted a big power back, but if I can have a running back that can actually be the number 2 running back if Josh Jacobs goes down, that can step in and be a number 1, which would be a little bit tougher now because he's not going to have that stacked-ass offensive line to run behind. But hey, that just kind of is what it is. And then Eligwe's gone. Valoga and DJ Killings were both released. So, I mean, we've lost 11 people, like, officially through this offseason so far. And the only person that we've brought on is Ngakwe. Free agency officially starts tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. A lot of the deals that are being made, it's allowed to happen right now. It's kind of a grace period, but people will start signing their contracts and really making their decisions tomorrow. Cannot wait for it. I'm off work. I'm super excited. I really think the Raiders are going to end up pulling some big moves, man. I did not think we would do too much. That I thought we'd bring in one like bigger name free safety or just one bigger name player and then just kind of fill a few holes. But we have released so many players and freed up so much damn money that I really think Gruden realizes that he needs to flip this team. And I know a lot of people are pissed off about the offensive line, but think about our offensive line. That offensive line for the past 2 seasons has never played back-to-back weeks healthy, man. They're always banged up. Somebody's always out. 1 or 2 guys are out. That COVID shit hit and our whole offensive line was out. And we still had to play that game. And, I mean, you saw it in that game, and the only reason I'm referencing that is because you saw a bunch of backup guys come in there, not play great, but get us through a football game. So if you can have those guys as your depth, bring in a few more pieces, and you're paying them a shit ton less money, and you can really take this money and throw it at the defensive side of the ball and one wide receiver to come in, it's going to be looking a hell of a lot different, man. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see how that happens. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys. I just want to see what you guys are thinking. I want to get your feel for it. I'm going to jump into these comments. I know I left a pretty good bit, but it is what it is. Long left without a contract. He did. He's off to Kansas City to see if they can hammer something out. That one kind of sucked, but I really think that dude's looking to get like a decent payday, and I'm not going to give it to him. Gruden is not the answer. I think Mark Davis will realize that he wasted financially on his... Man, Gruden, I've been on Gruden's ass for 2 seasons straight. He pisses me off. Carlos, what's going on, man? Please someone tell Gruden the Bill O'Brien plan failed. God, dude. That Bill O'Brien plan. That's kind of what people are saying. Like, he's blowing this team. Hey, dude, he's freeing up money, man. He's taking a shot at rebuilding this team from the defensive side and just kind of working through that offensive line with players. I really think we're going to get we're going to get one in the draft for sure. But I think over the next couple of days, you're going to see us sign like a true right tackle and a true guard. I'm really curious to see what they do at that center position. That kind of blew my mind. I heard about Hudson, thought, yeah, Art, man, I still can't explain that one. That one's the only one that confuses. That has to be something. If he wanted to be released and then Gabe Jackson is actually gone, Richie's going to be gone, I don't know, man. It's a big-ass difference. We still haven't re-signed Good yet, which is scaring the hell out of me. We have to get him back. It's driving me nuts, man. Don't know what they're doing right. Spotlight, man, I have no idea what they're doing. But they're freeing up. That's it. They're freeing up money. If they start making the right moves after this, I'll be okay, dude. If we go out there and we get like a solid ass, like I saw in the comment, like Fournette or Bell as like our second running back, we go out there and sign one of these bigger name safeties and bring them onto this team. If Nicholas Morrow ends up floating off, and I'm telling you right now, the New Orleans Saints are targeting the shit out of him, so there's a real good chance you see him sign with the Saints, and that's going to piss me off because my brother's going to be in my ear like every day telling me exactly what he's doing. So I don't know, man. Well, let's just see. Dominic, Joku, no big names are coming in, man. We have to accept it. I don't know, dude. Dominic, with the money we have right now, if they don't have a plan and some shit doesn't start happening and they blew this team up the way that they have through this offseason, it's going to blow my damn mind, dude. Oh, Loyal, what's going on, man? I'm glad you can make it to the show. I think they're going for a defense for the draft. We need to focus a hell of a lot on that defense, but now we have to focus on the defense and we have to rebuild this offensive line. And offensive linemen are not cheap. And granted, we can probably pay an offensive lineman to fill the role of every guy that we've lost for half the amount of money. If they don't have that continuity and can't work together, it's gonna suck the first couple weeks for sure. But if they start getting banged up and then Carr gets in a situation where he has a completely new offensive line and now they're rotating in and out, we're going to be even more screwed. But if we can get a solid front five offensive linemen that can stay healthy, by week 3 or 4, those guys are going to be clicking. It's going to be getting that new center in there, man. The new center to work with Carr. That's what's going to suck. No place for Juju? No, dude. Tomlinson went to the Vikes. Clee at defensive tackle now. I don't know. I thought about that. I've been drawing up a few different defenses now that we brought in Ngakwe because I really liked him playing on the outside, and I liked Farrell playing on the opposite side. And then I had Irving and Hurst play in the middle, and then Mad Max rotating in is kind of what Key did last season. And then still keeping Key just kind of add that depth. I'm really curious to see what happens with Beasley now that Tack's gone. I don't know, man. We're just going to have to see. I like the way that offense or that defensive line is looking. Don't sleep on Andre James. I'm not, dude. And so many people, Jason, have been giving that kid some shit. When Hudson did go down, not last season, but the season before, he was out for 2 games. Andre James stepped in there and did not skip a beat. He looked solid as hell. And I understand that he is still young. And I said earlier today that I did not think that kid could fill that position. But there's a really good shot that he gets the starting job. And I'm going to back him 110% because he looked pretty damn good to me, dude. I understand that both Hudson and Jackson are not released yet. I was actually expecting Hudson released after June 1st for no cap hit. Odds now, unless they restructure before the release. That's possible. But from what I saw about Hudson and from what Godzilla was saying earlier, that we could go ahead and release him and not take a cap hit right now with just the wording in that contract so he could try to get top value in free agency. It seemed like he wanted off this team, man. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on it, but when you lose your entire offensive line through an offseason, like the majority of it, there's no telling what actually happened. Who's Carr next number 1 wide receiver? Dude, I'll tell you, stumbling. I've been looking at a lot of these guys, and a lot of you guys have been throwing different names at me, and I was not high on this guy at all. I actually, every time somebody would bring him up, I just kind of snuffed it to the side. But if we're looking for a guy just to come in for 1 season, just pretty much what we did with Nelson Aguilar, bring him in, see what he could do, help him mentor these younger guys, because I really think the younger wide receivers are going to have a way bigger role in this offense. I'm leaning more towards T.Y. Hilton right now, man. And I know that sounds weird, but he's not going to have a huge price tag. Juju's going to be looking to get paid. And I think Juju would end up being pretty decent for us just because he can work the middle of the field. He's a smaller wide receiver. He's not scared to go across the middle. He likes to get those quick little passes and try to make something happen with it. And then if you have Ruggs taking that double coverage and you can put Juju in single coverage, he's going to end up eating somebody up for that entire game, especially with how fast Carr's release is. It just comes down to money with him, man. Not going to be the rookies. No, we got to bring in somebody. I don't want to overpay for players, and that's why you're seeing a lot of people getting cut off this team. And I said it like a few weeks ago. I was like, you're going to see some huge names get cut through this offseason. I'm not going to sit here and say that I thought it would be Rodney Hudson because that blows my freaking mind. But I knew there was going to be some guys that were taking off this team that, I don't know. I just hope it's the right moves, dude. The thing is, when the Raiders have ever made grand fish, that's it. When have they ever made the right moves? A lot of... Mandy Flo, what's going on? Just hope Penn still got it in him. Penn just signed that contract to retire, dude. Joku, what's your thoughts on Juju? Like I said to Marcus, man, I'm pretty high on that kid. I think he's going to want too much money, and that's going to be what screws it up. Flinko, what's good, dude? I'm glad I caught your chat tonight. I was starting to think Gruden let you go. Oh, man, I appreciate you coming out. Champion, how are you doing? Bigger name safety. Most got tagged. Johnson went to Cleveland. Dude, that franchise tag, I did not expect it to drop on those safeties as hard as it did. A lot of those dudes got ate up. We have a serious hole right now at the safety position. And I really want to see what happens for it, man. Bring Penn back from retirement. That ain't going to happen, Dez. Penn kind of, I'm telling you, dude, Penn's last season with the Raiders, when he was out there arguing with the fans and starting a bunch of off-field bullshit, I know there was a lot more going on, and that locker room was completely lost at that point, but that dude put a bad taste in my mouth at the end. Kyle Long may already be signed. No, dude, he ended up leaving Vegas. He's gone. He's off to Kansas City to see if they can work it out. Florida boy, what's good? Bunch of captains going to fail with signings. They have been terrible with free agency the past years, so I don't have any faith that they will get it right this time around. That's a sad freaking reality, Florida boy. I'm not even going to lie, and I have my doubts about it too. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't, because there's a lot of big names out there that you could sign for like decent contracts for like maybe 1 to 2 years. You're going to see a lot of 1-year prove-it deals with all this shit going on. Just take your payday for this season, try to make a name, move on. Maybe we'll extend you, but then you can move on for the next season. But if we don't pull the trigger on these right moves, man, we're screwed, like completely screwed. I play that Gruden is not trying to clear up capital for a big-name quarterback. Dude, the Raiders, I hope you're right, too. Because I'll tell you right now, if we end up losing Carr through all this bullshit, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, lose my mind. I'm also thinking, if you're not brought in, get out. I'm into nightmares, too. Ryan, what's going on? How are you doing, man? I'm glad you can make it to the show. Maybe Long signed with Kansas City. Word is he left. No, he left us without a contract. He was heading towards Kansas City. I guess that was his next meeting, his next interview, whatever the hell you want to call it. Oh, real time. What's going on, dude? I'm glad you can make it out. I saw you posted up a free agent video earlier, man. I checked it out. That thing was damn good. I appreciate you grinding out there with me, man. Dak, so many Raiders fans acting like the sky is falling. The Chiefs are still going to win the division. Even if that O-line is intact, the Raiders still have a shot. Dude, we have a shot. Dax, that's 100% right there. Because I will tell you, look at Kansas City. They blew up their entire offensive line. Signed one big name that went out there, signed Tooney. Like, everything's going to be okay now. Dude, if we still have Colton Miller, I'm okay. We still have a solid lockdown left tackle. We need to get good back on this team. That would really help my comfort level. Hopefully Jackson will either restructure or we freed up a little bit extra money with all these releases to get him signed. And then, I mean, you're only talking about filling 2 positions. Rodney Hudson, it sucks. Any quarterback working with a new center sucks. But I really think if it's somebody that's been on the team and Ingram, oh God, I forgot his name, gets that shot, it's going to end up being okay. When Gruden traded Mack, we thought he was crazy, but it ended up working out for the best. No, CC, I'll give you that. That is true. But when we traded Mack, we got a hell of a lot of value for it. Right now, you're seeing guys being traded for nothing, and you're seeing just players getting straight released. Raider Art, like I said, they suck. Man, I just want to give these guys a shot. I don't think skip like hell right there. With the O-line the way that it is now, I wouldn't be surprised if Carr wants out. Show all the bandwagon fans it's time to move on. Jerry, I could see that, Jerry, but Carr's not going anywhere. I really think it's going to be all right, dude. Think about the offensive line that Carr has played with the past couple seasons. It doesn't matter who's on the field. If you have a shitty, banged-up offensive line, Carr is going to get that ball out of his hand before anybody even has a chance to get close to him. And if that offensive line can hold up and start to build a little continuity, then Carr can start dropping back. And if you give Carr 3 to 5 seconds in the pocket, like on a regular basis, which he has not seen in a minute, he is going to light some damn teams up. Like, light them up. Hudson and Jackson were good players. Can't put the injury card on him. No, dude. Hudson was a damn rock. Gabe Jackson had his injury woes. That is what it is in his past. But that kid's still young. Like, those two are confusing. I'm not even going to lie. T.Y. Hilton or A.J. Green would be a great fit. I am not, that is one name. A.J. Green, I am not high on at all. Like, I wasn't high on him a couple of years ago when everybody was talking about. Then he sat out for a season with his ankle. Now he's going looking. No. Why are the Raider fans being quiet, man? We need some players. Because tomorrow's the official day, dude. Schwartz for tackle. Costas, that's a real possibility. Morrow's still a free agent. Yes, Morrow is still a free agent as of right now. But somebody's going to pick his ass up, dude. That O-line looks like the Chiefs now. It does, Pizza. It does. It's sad to say, but we are banged up at the offensive line right now. Edwards will be our number one receiver if healthy, 800 yards plus. Robert, I hope you're right about that, but I will tell you right now, I want my number one wide receiver being a 1,000-yard wide receiver. Like, and I understand we're a run-heavy team. We are a power run team. But Derek Carr has a damn arm, and if you don't have a wide receiver getting you 1,000 yards, you don't have a true number one on your team. And if it takes if Edwards goes for 800 next year, and then he goes for 1,100 a year after that, and showing that progress, I'll take that all damn day. But we need a veteran presence in that wide receiver room more than anything right now, because if you think about it, it's like Zay Jones is the veteran presence in that room. Like, I don't want Zay Jones as my veteran presence. If we make the playoffs, I'd be happy for Rich. If we make the playoffs, I'd be playing the strobe lights in the background, doing some dumbass little dance. Gabe's play has been declining the past 2 years. Yeah, the son of Howie Long, no, dude. Art, he left without a contract. He's going to Kansas City to see if they can hammer out a deal. Appreciate you, Art. Sherman, Juju, Mac, Trust Group, if Rod, they pull that shit off, I'll lose my mind. Thought we were crazy to let Cook walk to go in the practice squad, tight end and wide receiver. Seems like it worked out okay. Very true. They asked Hudson to take a pay cut. Dude, if they did and he said no and was like, I'm not going to take a pay cut, just release me. He was the highest paid center in football. Somebody else is going to pay him that. But if we want to rebuild this thing, man, that's what sucks, dude. If you want to rebuild it, and that's why I put in the title, like, I'm still happy about this. Because if you want to honestly rebuild this team and go in there and, like, fix this defense, everybody's been saying, you fix this defense and this offense is going to be awesome. You cannot fix this defense without blowing up that offensive line and getting rid of that money. It was the number one paid offensive line in football. You're not going to be able to go out there and get the players that you need and get the depth pieces that you need if the bulk of your damn money is sitting on your offensive line. And yeah, it's going to be a little shaky. It is. It sucks to say that, but the first few weeks, if we do not get the right pieces in, they don't start really getting that continuity, it's going to be ugly. But I'm telling you, dude, once it starts to click, and if these dudes are healthy and playing together week to week, it's going to click fast. It's going to help us down the road, because now we're in a situation where you can jack the shit out of the defensive side of the ball, and then you can give Carr that top 20 defense that he's been praying for every day since he's been in the league. And he might take a few more sacks, but I mean, he's a tough ass dude, like a tough dude, and we will win some games, man. I'm telling you. Now we need O-line and D-line. Dude, I'm kind of liking the way that defensive line is shaping up. I'm not even going to lie, numbers. But O-line, you're 100% right about. That defensive line, I'm going to do a video on in the next day or two and just kind of show you the different pieces and how I think it's going to click. You can put together some speed packages. You can put together some just like true power packages with that defensive line. If you get the right linebacker sitting behind him, that's going to be tough to get through. Raiders let Long walk. Yes, they did, Grandfish. What's going on? Oh, Mediza, what's going on? Players are willing to give up millions to walk. Dude, that's what scares the shit out of me. Like, these players that are coming, we've had some decently named players come through, like come out, take a look around, and then end up leaving, going on to the next spot. There is something that is not making these guys want to sign. And I'm telling you right now, if I had a chance to sign a contract in California or in New York, as opposed to signing one in Vegas where I know I'm not going to have to pay that tax and I'm going to get a big-ass chunk of change on the back end of this huge deal, why the hell would you leave? You're leaving because there's something wrong there. And it's pissing me off that I do not know what it is and they're not talking about it. Joku Gruden is going to step up Carr for failure, no line. He is kind of setting him up, Danny. You're kind of all right about that. But if we can, like I said, dude, if we can get the right pieces, if we keep the pieces that we got, that's it. Miller, Good, James, Simpson, and Darisaw, that's possible. And honestly, like, if we re-sign Good, I'll take that, dude. You still got Colton Miller. Andre James starting at center kind of scare me. You got Simpson. You drafted him for a reason. Bring in Darius. I mean, that's 5 players, dude. If they stay healthy, those guys could gel. It could end up working out. Looks like Mr. Davis needs financial help or a partner. Tell you something out there. Dick, what's going on? We can get a running back too in the draft late. No, I'm not. I don't want to take that chance. Jacobs has been banged up the past 2 seasons, like missed time and like had to take time off throughout games. I want somebody in there that is solid that can honestly fill that gap. I'm lost for words, Joker. It's a tough one right now, man, but I'm telling you, tomorrow's the day. Wait to see the moves they start making before. I'm not going to be pissed about it until I see what they do afterwards. If they're going to blow this thing up that much as they have this offseason, before this offseason has officially even started yet, then I want to see what the hell they're going to do. Because if we start pulling some names down that can fill these holes, I'm going to be okay with it, man, because we needed this to happen to truly get to where we need to be. I'll be furious if we keep Mariota. Fargo, you might be set up for a little bit of anger, dude. Gruden's the issue, no cap. Dude, car haters make it happen. Sarpentine, what's good, dude? O-line is a mess. Defense is still an issue. This might be a headache year. This year is looking ugly right now, dude, but just wait to see how it plays out. Yes, ideal case is Anthony Harris for 2 to 3 year contract and draft a free safety. Quit trying to pump the trash bags. Uncle Joe, how are you doing, man? I'm glad you made it to the show. Oregon, what's good, man? Oh, I'm one of the first. Lenny, how are you doing? Living the easy with the eyes closed. Now reality kicks in. Maybe the Raiders can free up money by restructuring Gruden's contract. Yeah, no shit. Talk about overpaying a dude who doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Hudson, Jackson, and Aguilar moves may have made me nervous, but the receiving tight end room is solid. I believe in Tom Cable, but it looks like the season is a wash. I could be wrong, though. Dorian, you might be wrong, but you might not. We can go out there next season and end up getting the shit kicked out of us week in and week out and just having teams roll through us because we cannot stop their defense from getting to Derek Carr. And if they're getting to Derek Carr, they're going to eat our running game alive, and the whole thing's going to go to shit fast. And then our defense might be able to keep us in some games, but then we're just in the same situation we are right now, just reversed. I really think things are going to work out a hell of a lot better. I'm waiting to see who we bring onto this team. Who wants to sign with us now after this, bro? If Carr, I might want to get out, and the value's dropping, especially if I'm an injured Carr. Dude, don't worry about it yet. Just give it a week. I'm not going to do anything until I see what happens over the next week. There's a lot of big-name dudes out there right now, like especially on the offensive line. A lot of these offensive linemen know they're going to be taking one-year contracts. They're just going to have to try to make it to the next season. If you can get one of the bigger names, you might try to lock them down for 2 to 3 seasons without like cashing out your entire damn payroll. So I don't know. Just keep an eye on it, dude. Heard somewhere a dead cap hit on Hudson is like $15 million, not a cap move. It wasn't a cap move, like for no reason. But if that thing about us not taking any dead cap and actually saving $10 million, if that was part of his contract, I'll look into that. Upstate Raider Mike, something big is coming. My gut tells me it is, dude. Something in my gut tells me the Raiders are about to pull some shit and shock a lot of people. That is it, dude. We're making some serious moves. Didn't Mark Davis buy the WNBA team in the building for the new trailer facility? Can't be a money problem? Yeah, he did. He just bought that whole damn thing. Hudson was the best center in football. Have no doubt, but he didn't want to be the Raider. No, Costas, he is the best center in football. There was no doubt about that. But he's also the highest paid center in football. And if he did not want to be with us, or if the Raiders were like, dude, we need, look at how many players have restructured for us. If he went in there and they're like, we need you to restructure your contract, he's like, no, I ain't restructuring shit. Like, you can let me go and just kind of see what I can do. And I got this in my contract where it'll help you guys out in the long run. And the Raiders were like, well, that is what it is. But go ahead and cut him, save a little bit of change, keep building this damn thing. Dude, I'd take that GM spot in a heartbeat. You guys would be so pissed at me. There'd be videos every day about how I was jacking shit up. How many players, Cap? Oh, do y'all have? Got all of this season? Dude, I'll have to wait to see. Like, until all this stuff shakes out and everybody actually hits like the true transaction page and these guys are truly released, won't be able to see how much money we have. But right now we have so much money freed up. We can go out there. You could lock down like 5 or 6 big name guys right now. And if you could take 5 or 6 big name guys and replace them for the 11 dipshits that we've cut off this team with the exception of Hudson, I'm okay with every bit of that. Watching live from the Philippines, Sean, that is awesome, man. Glad you can make it out. Trade for Quentin Williams, first and a third, make a splash, baby. Dude, Jason, I know you want that. You've been talking about that for days. That's not happening. Dorothy can't get back to Kansas for the Chiefs. Here are some good center candidates. Let me check it real quick just to see who's still out there. I have it pulled up right here. Well, I think you're going to end up seeing James start as our center. I'm not even going to lie. I'm clicking like every wrong button. I don't know. My computer's acting weird. I'm sorry, dude. I'll have to check into it, make something else about it. Just join. You may have already talked about this. Does this suggest that Gruden lost the locker room? John, man, I don't want to say that Gruden has lost the locker room because it seems like he's lost positional groups. But you got to understand, man, if you're a veteran player in the league and you're coming in and you got a Gruden like Gruden, I don't believe in dreams, I believe in effing nightmares and blah, blah, blah. Like that shit, like you're done with that kind of talk. You want a coach that's going to go in there like, all right, we need to do this, we need to do this. You guys have to study this format. You don't want some dude that's giving them some big-ass motivational speech. Like, that's just not the way that it works. They want somebody that's going to get hyped up like Buckner did and like hopefully Gus Bradley does. But they don't want some guy that's going to give them like some bullshit TV experience. They want some dude that's going to really coach them. And I think that's honestly a part of it, dude. Get a good free agency. We have to get a good free agency. We have to get good back on this damn team. Bro, we better sign one or two strong. Dude, we better sign like four impact players. Do you have any high hopes for this season for the Raiders? Dupree, I truly do. I really think that the Raiders are going to have an excellent year. I think that what you're seeing right now had to happen for us to be able to make that next step. And I think the Raiders finally saw that. And I understand that a lot of people saw our offensive line as like a very strong positional group for us. That offensive line was never healthy and never freaking played together, and we're taking up the majority of our money. Like our offensive side of the ball was... like that's where all the money was. And all that money was locked up in that offensive line that couldn't stay healthy and never played together. So get rid of them. Bring in a whole new set. Let your young guys that you brought onto this team, let Simpson play. Let Ingram, let them play. And just kind of see what they can bring. Gruden sabotaging the Raiders. I really think Gruden's trying his damnedest right now. Sherman and Anthony Harris, then let the O-line, then go O-line in the draft. I still think we're going right tackle in the first round. Eric Fisher is available. Maybe we can make him a solid player. I don't know, dude. I don't want to take any chances. I want people that are really ready to step up. Need a possibility trade up for Slater. It's possible, but I don't see that happening. Oh, Allegiant Stadium is starting tours for Raider fans. That is good to know. Thank you. We'll be there when we pick in the second. Dude, if Creed's there, Rick, how are you doing, man? Jenkins will be there at 17. I don't know. Colton Miller had high praises for Andre James. Andre James is a beast, dude. I'm telling you, I like that kid. And I said earlier, I was like, I don't know if he's ready to be a starter, but he started for us 2 games, and he looked pretty damn good. But Brandon Parker started 2 games for us and looked pretty damn good, and then went steadily downhill. So I don't want to jump onto it and be like, oh, yeah, it's going to be awesome, dude, because you just don't know. And a suspect offensive line is something that I have not had to worry about for a good minute. I agree, we need a new strength coach. The guys are always injured. It's Gruden's son. You think Gruden doesn't even like to fire his friends? You think he's going to go out there and fire his son? Fisher is a left tackle. We have Miller in that position. Yeah, a lot of people talked about him just kind of shifting over because a lot of the older tackles like to move from the left to the right when they're finishing out their careers. I could see that possibly happen. I still think Fisher is going to demand a pretty damn big price tag. Raiders always rebuilding something. Chiefs with no money sign Tooney. Enough with the excuses. Thank you, Lenny. Because I'll tell you, you can make 1,000,001 excuses for this damn team, but if they don't do something right, I'm going to be furious, dude. Like, furious. Gruden is not the same as he used to be. No, he's not. He never will be what he used to be, and people need to stop hanging on to that memory of what Gruden used to be. That memory was him running the exact same offense 20 years ago, and the shit actually kind of worked. Now he's running that same exact offense, and we're just getting shit on week in and week out, and he refuses to make any changes happen. At least Gruden can't trade away any of our all-pro Raiders. We don't have any. Oh, Joe, that sucked, but true. Trust the process, even though I'm a little faith in Gruden's process. I lose faith in Gruden's process every day. And him blowing up that, really just, the offensive line I didn't care about. Rodney Hudson, that pissed me off, man. Instead of shifting Miller over, get Schwartz and let Miller stay put. Yeah, let Miller stay at left, dude. Trevor Jones, true. Del Rio's fitness players were always, dude, always better. I guess Del Rio was special. All right, man, that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight. I just wanted to come out and just kind of go back and forth, show you who we've lost. I'm telling you, though, we're going to make some big-ass moves in the next couple of days, and I'm super excited about it. So just keep it posted. I'll check in every time I can. If you're new to the channel, please do think about subscribing. If you could hit that thumbs up on your way up, it really does help me out. But until next time, guys, I'm Son Joku. Thank you all so much for coming out.